nagkakaroon ng infection ng reproductive organs in the male. So, one of the confusing siguro dito ay yung sa mastitis because mastitis is also caused by bacteria and it is also an infection of the reproductive organs. But mastitis occurs to female. Sa mga babaeng baboy siya nag-occur kasi it is an inflammation of the udder. Ayun. Udder, UDDER. Ayun. So, ang brucellosis, ayan siya. So, let's discuss each one. I think we have already mentioned anthrax kanina. So, anthrax in pigs is relatively rare. Yun. So, it is naturally or more prominent when it comes to, anong tawag dito? Cattle. I think cattle, yes. So, it's relatively rare and it may occur as sudden death sa pigs. It can also take other forms of presentation depending on the location of the infection. So, merong mga iba't ibang klase ng anthrax. So, meron sa pharynx, intestinal, or systemic anthrax. But again, the question is asking for sa swine, and anthrax is rare when it comes sa swine. So, that is one distinguishing factor na, mali na tong sagot na to. So, next is mastitis. So, mastitis can occur whenever other tissue is invaded by infectious microbes. So ito na sinasabi ko that mastitis can also be caused by bacteria and is caused typically due to contagious and environmental pathogens. So it is important for a dairy herdsman to be aware of the methods of disease transmission. Ayun. So ang mastitis naman is nasa other siya. So sa other, doon ano yung ibang term ng other? Sa breast kumbaga ng mga baboy. So kung saan kinukuha yung milk. Ayan. Ayun. So doon ah na doon makikita yung mastitis if it is occurring. Next is yung brucellosis na ito na yung answer sa question. It is an infectious disease caused by bacteria. So people and also animals can get this when they are in contact with infected animals. Ayan. So this is common sa sheep, cattle, goats, pigs, dogs. Ayan, yung mga yan. So ayun na nga, it's caused by a bacteria. And that can further develop into sterility. Pag sinabing sterility, anong tawag dito? Makakapag-produce siya ng offspring or ng anak, pero hindi normal yung anak. Ayan. Okay. So, and lastly, yung trypanosomiasis. So, in pigs, ang mga signs nito ay anemia, fever, lethargy, reduced fertility, enlargement of lymph nodes, and acute death. So, signs of rapid emaciation. Ayan. So, ayan yung mga signs ng trypanosomiasis. I think that will be discussed later pa. So, may more discussion about that. Pero, ayan. Again, take note of these different diseases. So, you can pause the video if you are watching through the recording. Ayan. So, anthrax, mastitis, brucellosis, and trypanosomiasis. So again, let's move to number 30. So which pest of animals suck the blood and causes skin irritation? So that term or the keyword here is suck the blood. So I think that we are all familiar with that. Ayan, so pest ng mga hayop sucking the blood causes skin irritation. The answer is lice. So that is also true sa humans, 'di ba? Yung mga lisa. Ayan. So they are also pests of animals. Okay? Now, let's go to number 31. Which plant disease causes round swelling or growth on plants? A, canker, B, mildew, C, galls, or letter D, mosaic. So these are the different plant diseases that I presented back on the second session. Back sa second session yata, ito yata yun. So this is just a review of each one of them. Round swelling or growth on plant. So ano yun? The answer is letter C or galls. So kapag sinabing galls, ang keyword dyan ay swelling. Plant disease na swelling. Ayun ang keyword kapag galls. So ganito ang itsura niya. Swelling, which means parang lumulobo siya. Yan. Take note of this. Kapag plant disease na swelling, galls. Okay? Number 32. Which plant disease blocks the uptake of water? Blocks the uptake of water? The answer is, actually this is wrong. The answer is letter A, which is root rot. The answer is letter A, which is root rot. So for root rot, this is commonly observed for hydroponics, if you're familiar with hydroponics. So this is a major problem in hydroponics kasi nga, ang root rot occurs when there is too much water and ang roots ng plants in hydroponics are submerged in water for a long time. So root rot develops kapag walang oxygenation doon sa or walang movement yung hydroponic water natin. So, ang mangyayari dyan kapag sa root rot, magkakaroon ng parang slimy layer sa roots. So, kapag nagkaroon ng slimy layer sa roots, anong tawag dito? Mabablock yung pag-akyat ng tubig at saka ng nutrients at saka ng oxygen. That powers up the biological process sa halaman. So, ayun. Ang sagot dito is root rot. Okay, number 33. Which plant disease causes small spots that occur mainly on the underneath side of leaves? So A, root rot, B, wilts, C, rust, or letter D, smut. Okay, small spots underneath side of the leaves. Ayun yung keywords. The answer is letter C, which is rust. So this is an example of rust. So ang rust, common siya sa underneath or underside of the leaves, pero it can also occur above. It can also occur above. So you can, if you know the different, ito, yung mga different sa na diseases na nasa choices, I will be able to eliminate some of them. So root rot, kaka-discuss natin, hindi na ito yun. Nasa root nga siya, ang tinatanong leaves parang ganun. So wilts, it can be, but does it cause small spots? Yung smut, later we will take a look at the picture of a smut. Okay, so next. So number 34, which plant disease causes open wounds on woody plant stem? So ang keyword naman dito ay open wounds. When we say open wounds sa woody plant stem, yan ay canker. So here is a picture of a stem affected by canker. So kapag open wounds, it's canker. Sa ano to sa stem. Next. Okay, so here, which avian? Kapag sinabing avian, sa bird or sa poultry, yan. Disease is caused by a virus. Its initial symptoms are leg weakness and paralysis of one or both legs. So the answer for this one is letter C, which is Marek's disease. So if you will remember kanina, 'di ba? We have an item on Marek's disease and what's the other one? Newcastle disease. So these are
Yes, sir.
diseases na nag that are caused by a virus. At ito yung mga wala pang treatment, yung Marek's tsaka yung Newcastle disease. So ayan. So take note of this one. We have already discussed avian malaria kanina and coccidiosis. So itong definition na to, ito ay sa Marek's disease. Again, ang Marek's disease tsaka Newcastle disease, ito yung mga wala pang treatments. Okay, next. Number 36. Which chicken disease is characterized by a watery, sticky, bad-smelling secretion from the affected membranes or the development on a membrane of yellowish cheesy matter called pseudo-membranes. So, if you will look at the description, parang sabi natin na, para tong sipon. Kasi watery, sticky, bad-smelling secretion from the affected membrane. So, it is true para siyang sipon, pero it is not simple colds. Ayan. So, simple colds, bronchitis, croup, or fowl pox. Ang answer dito is letter C, which is root. Ang root is also known as infectious coryza or colds then sa chicken. So, yan. Tandaan nyo lang yan. Root, also known as infectious coryza or colds. So, simple colds. Tas, itong simple colds, hindi siya yan. So, ito, yung mas specific. So, this is the best answer. So, RUP, also known as infectious coryza or colds. So, you need to take note also rin kung ano yung mga other terms katulad nito kasi baka mamaya ang nasa choices is infectious coryza. So, tama rin yung na-answer. Okay. Number 37, which avian disease usually appears during the hot months of the summer season? Hot months of the summer season. So the answer for this one is letter C, which is fowl typhoid. Yeah. So these are items that are really technical and are objective in nature. So I suggest when reviewing items like this, just take note of the different keywords na meron. So ito, avian. Ang avian is a bird, di ba? So, fowl, connected na yan. Tapos ang other na lang na, ang other na keyword na lang dito is hot months. So kapag may nakita kayong hot months or summer season sa question, more probably that would be fowl typhoid. Okay? Next. Ito. Which crop disease? So kanina we are talking about animal disease. Ngayon, nasa crop naman. Which crop disease causes blisters that burst open, releasing black spores? When we say blisters, para tong, ano ba to sa paltos. Para siyang paltos kapag sa tao. So A, rust, B, mosaic, C, smut, or letter D, mildew. So the answer for this one is letter C, which is smut. So ganito ang itsura niya. Hindi pa nag-transfer sa slide. Lumipat na ba yung slide? Ayan. Okay, yan. So ganito ang itsura ng smut. Ang keyword naman dito ay black spores. Blisters tas black spores. Ayan. Diba? Para siyang paltos. Okay? Next. Number 39. Number 39. Which crop disease on leaf surface is revealed as white, gray, or purple spots. So, ang keyword naman dito ay white, gray, or purple spots. Pero most of the time, ano lang to, white or gray. Or it can even be powdery. Kapag may nakita kayo or na nabasa kayo na powdery, that could be letter C, which is mildew. Ayun yung itsura nyo. Di ba parang powder? Na I'll charge mo. Okay. Ang bagal ba nung transition ng slides ko? Parang hindi.
Yes, sir. Mabagal.
Wait lang. Nawala na yung slides ko. Wait. Kaya pala, wait. Sabi ko ba't ang bagal? Okay. Nagko-connect na naman siya. Three. Pero okay naman yung ano ko, yung audio ko.
Yes, sir. Okay po. Yung ano lang po yung mabagal. Yung slide kanina po.
Okay. Thanks. Okay. So, ito yung mildew. Let's continue. So, ito yung mildew. So, ayan, powdery siya. Ayan, may white, may gray, or purple spots. Okay, so let's move to number 40. So, which crop disease is distinguished by the appearance of rings of different shades of brown, green, or yellow that make spot on the leaves? So, ang keyword naman dito ay rings. When you see the term rings, tsaka spots, the answer is letter B, which is leaf spots. Okay? So next, number 41, which are the larva stage of heel flies? So the answer for this one is letter A, which is cattle grubs. So, so cattle grubs are the immature or larval stages of heel. Yan, warble flies or gadflies. So two species of cattle grubs affect cattle. So the Hypoderma lineatum, common cattle grub, and the Hypoderma bovis, the northern cattle grub. So, basta larva stage of heel flies, cattle grubs ang answer. Yung mga iba sa choices, we will discuss this later. Tama ba later? Ayan. Okay, number 42. Which avian disease is caused by mycoplasma or pleuropneumonia-like organism? So dito, meron ng isang, anong tawag dito? Keyword or isang context clues. So mycoplasma or pleuropneumonia-like organism, which means this has something to do with the respiratory system. So the answer for this one is letter D, which is chronic respiratory. Next, here is another question with an obvious keyword. So, which insect pests tear, grind, or chew their food? So, the answer for this one is letter A, which is chewing insects. Okay. Number 44. Which livestock racing is very popular in the Philippines? Livestock. So A, swine or hog racing. B, cattle racing. C, goat racing. Or letter D, sheep racing. So very popular. Iisipin nyo na lang kung alin sa mga ito ang pinaka maraming growers here in the Philippines. The answer is letter A, which is swine or hog racing. So, even dati sa barangay namin sa Pangasinan, halos every bahay meron talagang kulungan ng baboy. So, swine and hog racing is a very popular livestock here in the Philippines. Okay, so number 45, all except one are prevention and control of hog cholera or swine fever. So which one? A, giving uncooked slops or kitchen scraps. B, vaccinating all pigs against the disease using a reliable vaccine. C, disposing all pigs against the disease using a reliable vaccine. Or letter D, in disinfecting contaminated pens and premises properly. So alin daw dito ang hindi prevention or control method? Obviously, the answer is letter A, which is giving uncooked slops or chicken scraps, because you are not preventing anything by doing that. You are just merely performing a prerequisite or a need sa mga swine, which is kailangan silang pakainin. Ganun. And for B, C, and D, you can see that there are keywords like vaccinating, like disposing, disinfecting. So those are keywords that are more related with prevention and control. So next, so here is a scientific name, a question, which is a scientific name of swine? A, mus musculus, B, sus scrofa, C, gallus gallus, or letter D, bubalus bubalis. So if we will look to the one of the items sa pinakauna kanina, the answer for this one is letter B, which is sus scrofa. Again, this is a reminder to memorize or to memorize the scientific name of the most common farm animals. Okay, so number 47, which is a way of controlling plant disease by isolating a patch of a single disease, a patch of or a single diseased plant. A, cultural control, B, quarantine, C, integrated, or letter D, biological. So the keyword for this one is is isolated. So the answer is letter D, which is quarantine. Okay, so number 48, which is a combination of two or more methods of controlling disease to yield a higher chance of effectiveness. A, cultural control, B, mixed control, C, integrated, or letter D, biological. So the keyword for this one is a combination of two or more methods in controlling disease. The answer is integrated. I have discussed this a while back when there is an item on integrated pest management, that when we say integrated pest management, it is using two or more methods of control. So you can use a biotechnological approach, you can use uh, it along with physical control, mechanical control, yung mga yan. So, or cultural control, you can use it. So yung mixed control, so it is just, hindi yan nag-exist yung term na yan. The better term or the used term sa mga farms ay integrated control. So panggulo lang yung mixed control. Alright? Let's go. Number 49. Which poison is absorbed by plants and then ingested by the pest when it feeds? A, contact poison, B, systematic poison, C, stomach poison, or letter D, fumigants. So the answer for this one is letter B, which is systematic poison. So if you can notice, dun sa process of ingestion, ayun, so systematic siya kasi inabsorb muna siya ng plants, which means pinasok muna sa plants yung poison na yon. Tapos, kapag kinain, dun magiging effective yung poison. So that is systematic poison. Okay, so let's have until item 50 before we take another break. Ayan, another 5-minute break, short break lang. Okay, para ma-digest yung information. Number 50, which pest control involves sanitation, removing insect breeding and hiding, and using insect-resistant plant varieties. So is that cultural? Is that quarantine? Is it integrated or biological? So the answer for this one is letter A, which is cultural. When we say cultural control, dun pa lang sa kung paano gumalaw yung mga insekto araw-araw, tinitignan mo na siya. So, this way, sanitation. Mayroong mga control, mayroong mga organisms or micro or even pathogen or yung mga fungi, ganon, na nag-grow kapag sobrang dumi ng isang environment. So, kapag nililinisan mo siya, you are controlling the growth you are lessening the chances of growth and development ng isang peste. Siyempre, kapag malinis doon, hindi tutubo doon yung specific microorganisms na iyon. So that is a cultural control. Next is removing insect breeding and hiding. So kapag for example, yung sa lamok, kapag nagtanggal tayo ng mga stagnant water, we are controlling or we are preventing na maka-reproduce sila dun sa stagnant water. Another is using insect-resistant plant varieties. When we are using insect-resistant plant varieties, we are also lessening the chances or preventing the growth of the infestation ng insect pests. So that is again a cultural control. So I hope that is clear. Before we go on to the next item, let us have a short break. So you can take a rest, you can breathe, uminom ng tubig, ayan, mag-CR and everything. So let's have a 5-minute break. And after this one, uh, malapit na rin tayo, 25 items na lang. So I think we can end after this break. All right, so let's go. So yan, again. Okay. So let us continue with number 51. So number 51, what is the scientific name of rice? So A, is it Oryza sativa, Allium cepa, Zea mays, or Vigna radiata? So the answer for this one is letter A, which is Oryza sativa. So Allium cepa is the scientific name for onion. Zea mays for mais or corn. And Vigna radiata for mung bean or munggo. So also take note of that, yung mga common crops or common plants na ginagamit natin sa pang-araw-araw. So you can take note of that. Okay, next, number 52. The following are measures to prevent or control anthrax, except, so A, proper disposal of dead animals by burning or deep burial. B, decontamination of all contaminated pens, feeding materials, bedding, etc. C, avoiding contact with infected animals and contaminated animals by products. Or letter D, moving animals frequently. So, again, here look at the principle. So, kapag merong sakit ang isang hayop, what is something that you should not do? So, the answer for this one is letter D, which is moving animals frequently. Kasi same true with, this is not only for anthrax, but even for other viral infections or viral diseases. Because when we move those animals uh, frequently, ang mangyayari dyan is mapapasa siya kung saan mo siya minumove. So if you are always transferring a specific animal to another pen, tapos yun pala meron siyang sakit, so that is something that we should avoid in order to prevent the spread of a specific disease. So this is not only true for anthrax, but even for viral and even bacterial na mga uh, diseases that we have discussed kanina. Diba? So, ayan, number 53. Oh, ayan. Which is the scientific name of corn? So, A, Mus musculus, B, Vigna umbellata, C, Zea mays, or letter D, Durio zebentus. So, again, kanina na-discuss na to. So, ang Mus musculus is actually not a plant. This is not a plant. This is the scientific name of house mouse or daga, Mus musculus. So, Vigna umbellata is the scientific name of rice bean. So, rice bean is an underutilized, underexplored na crop, na indigenous crop dito sa Pilipinas. So, yeah. Zea mays, of course, is the scientific name of corn. And Dorio zebenthus, or zebenithus, is the scientific name of durian. Yeah. So, also take note of that. Okay. Number 54. So, the expulsion of gametes from the body into the surrounding water is called blank, resulting in fertilization. So if you will look at the question itself, you need to analyze the specific scenario na meron. Kasi kapag nandun naman na sa let, hindi naman nila sabihin na, in the field of animal science, which is blah, 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 in the field of plants of crop protection, wala namang ganun. So you need to look at the bigger pictures in items like this. So this is actually a question on fisheries. So The answer for this one is letter C, which is spawning. So this is what you do when you are spawning. So you are getting the female parent na nandoon yung mga eggs. Mga egg, yes, yung mga egg cells. Na nandun siya. Then, ang gagawin mo is ilalagay mo siya sa isang container na mayroong water. Then afterwards, kukuha ka ng male parent or male fish. Tapos tsaka mo i-extract naman yung gametes from the male fish. Then, tsaka mo i-expose yung dalawa. So, ang magiging resulta nun, since you have there the female and the male gametes, ayun, so, magiging, magre-result ito sa fertilization. So, ang tawag sa technique na yan is spawning. You can even cancel out from the choices. If you will look at the, ano tawag dito? The different choices. The possible two final choices dito is it's either ovulation or spawning. So metabolism is not on the reproductive side. Metabolism is more of the endocrine side, yung or sa growth side siya. So yung arts, it's a general term. So possibly ovulation and spawning. But if you are knowledgeable on ovulation, which is the production of ovules, yan. So you can conclude na, okay. So dahil itong process na to ay hindi ovulation, it might be spawning. But it will be better kapag alam niyo na yung mga terms na ganito because these are common terms on fisheries. So, yeah. Case number 55. Which is the process of treating the soil by applying heat before planting. Before planting, as it kill pathogens. Ganun dapat yan. So A, cover cropping, B, mulching, C, heat treatment, or letter D, soil sterilization. So ang first na keyword dito ay treating the soil and of course as it kill pathogens. So when you are killing pathogens, you are also sterilizing. So the answer for this one is letter D, which is soil sterilization. Okay. So number 56. The following are steps to be taken to avoid cannibalism in poultry production. Okay, so cannibalism daw in poultry production, except, so A, if there is a ringleader or a persistent pecker, remove it from the stock. B, isolate wounded birds until wound heals. C, do not give food or water to the cockerel for 24 hours. Or letter D, give the chicken plenty of fresh, green, and leafy foods. So, in this question, you need to visualize. Bakit nga ba nagkakaroon ng cannibalism? So, if you are not familiar with cannibalism in the poultry side, you can compare it with cannibalism that you know na yung sa tao ganyan. So, in poultry production, kaya nagkakaroon ng cannibalism because nagugutom sila agad-agad. Kasi hindi sapat ang pagkain. Ayan. So, that is the context. So, here, the answer is letter C, which is do not give food or water to the cockerel. Kasi kapag hindi mo sila binigyan ng food or water, magugutom sila. So, magkakaroon pa rin talaga ng cannibalism. Unlike sa una, in letter A, if there is a ringleader or a persistent pecker, kapag sinabing ringleader or persistent pecker, ito yung parang laging nang aalipusta ng kanyang mga kasama sa grupo. Ganyan. So, remove it from the stock. So, it means tatanggalin yon para at least mabawasan yung cases of cannibalism or hindi niya tutukain yung mga kasama niya dun sa pen or sa flock. Ganyan. So, letter B, isolate wounded birds until wound heals. So, that is a good practice actually na kapag meron ng mga sugatan na mga poultry species natin, ihihiwalay mo na sila para mas mapadali ang healing nila. So, and the letter D, give the chicken plenty of fresh, green, and leafy food. So, if you are giving them enough supply of food resources, they will not resort to cannibalism. So, yun. Number 57, the following are factors that cause cannibalism in chicken except A, inability to perch well, B, overcrowding, C, boredom, or letter D, nutritional deficiency. So again, sa question na to, tignan nyo, bakit nga ba? Ano yung mga problema? Ano yung mga posibleng dahilan? Bakit nagkakaroon ng cannibalism sa chicken? So, pwede tayong excuse me, pwede tayong mag-eliminate dito. So, when we eliminate, we look at, okay, boredom, pwede. Overcrowding, pwede. Nutritional deficiency, pwede. Inability to perch well, so that can be the odd one out. And yun, uh, yung, yung inability to perch well in layman's term or inability to rest well. So that is the least okay na answer dito sa choices na to. So ang pinaka main cause talaga ng cannibalism ay unang-una nutritional deficiency as what we have mentioned kanina. C, boredom. Tapos yung letter B, which is overcrowding. Kapag sobrang daming manok sa isang pen, it is most probable na magkakaapektuhan silang lahat. Makakapag toka-tokaan silang lahat. So, that is something that we need to control as farm managers then. Okay, number 58. Ayan. So, which condition in egg production is associated with infectious diseases? It is a sign of mineral deficiency, especially calcium and phosphorus. So here, kapag titignan natin siya, let us analyze, okay, infectious diseases daw. So, ano pa yung mga context clues na meron? Sabi dito, mineral deficiency. Kapag sinabing mineral deficiency, aling mineral? Buti nga, in-specify pa dito. It is calcium and phosphorus. Ano ang pinaka produkto kapag maraming calcium? Yung eggshell. So, pwede natin tignan dito, ano ang kabaliktaran ng may eggshell? So, that condition is called soft eggs. So, kapag soft eggs, kung makikita nyo sa picture dyan sa gilid, hindi masyadong developed yung eggshell layer niya. Kasi nga, kulang ng calcium. Ayan. So, later meron, yung next question yata is about how to prevent. Ayan. So, you can connect items like that. You can connect items like that. Okay, so next. Ito. Which of the following is the best way to prevent or as a remedy of the laying of soft eggs? So A, give a sudden additional lighting. Lighting ba ang problema? B, move the hen to a clean house. Sanitation ba ang problema? C, add crushed eggshells, oyster shell meal, or lime to the feed ration to remedy calcium and phosphorus deficiency. Or letter D, give the birds a medication of either erythromycin or oxytetracycline. So kanina, nasabi na natin kung ano yung dahilan ng soft egg. So ngayon, we are looking for the solution. So ang solution, ang sabi nga kanina, deficiency daw ng calcium at phosphorus. So alin sa mga choices ang mayroong calcium at phosphorus? That is letter C. And you can actually answer that kapag nakita nyo pa lang yung oyster, shell meal, diba? Or yung lime. Because those are prominent sources ng calcium. So kahit hindi nila sabihin yung to the feed ration to remedy calcium, hindi, kahit hindi nila sabihin yung part na to remedy calcium and phosphorus deficiency, kapag nakita nyo na yung eggshells or oyster shell meal o kaya lime, those are which are sources of calcium. Ayun yung answer. And ayun nga, ang sabi natin kanina, yan ay karaniwan ang cause ay mineral deficiency. So kapag sinabing mineral deficiency, may problema or may kulang sa pinapakain sa kanila. So alin lang ba dito sa mga choices ang merong kinalaman sa pagkain or sa feeds? Ayun yung letter C. Number 60. So which fungal disease of plants causes seedlings to rot at the soil level? So A, blight, B, canker, C, damping off, or letter D, leaf spots. So for this item, the answer is damping off. So when we say damping off, ito yung pag-atake ng bacteria or ng fungi pala sa base ng isang seedling. So ang seedling, ito yung mga maliliit na ah, pagkatanim mo ng iyong buto, after a week siguro or 7 to 14 days, ayan, may tutubo ng seedling. Kapag yung seedling mo ay may mahina na base, which means, anong tawag dito? Hindi niya kayang tumayo or hindi siya supported ng kanyang base, ng kanyang stem. Ayan, ang tawag dyan is damping off. So, inaatake ng fungi yung bottom portion ng seedling kaya hindi siya nakakatayo. Kaya kung may damping off ka sa soil level mo, ah, hindi upright ang growth ng iyong seedlings. So, papaganyan siya. Unlike kapag sa normal seedlings, you will notice na ganyan. Pag may damping off, mahina, siguro yan yung ano, siya merong mahina na portion. Right? So, number 61, which plants maintain their leaves throughout the year? So, A, evergreen, C, deciduous, B, deciduous, C, monoecious, or letter D, dioecious. So, the answer for this one is letter A, which is evergreen. So, ang keyword dyan actually is ever. From the term ever. Kaya siya tinawag na evergreen actually. It's because green siya ever. Forever, parang gano'n. Sabi dito, an evergreen plant or tree is one that has leaves throughout the year that are always green. So, evergreen. And don't fall out. So, ang deciduous naman, deciduous actually means to fall off. So, yeah. So, every autumn, these trees shed their leaves. So, most deciduous trees are broad-leaved with white flat leaves. So, ito yung mga nalalagas yung leaves nila. Yung monoecious and dioecious, it will be discussed later, I think. Okay? Number 62. Which skin irritation in between the legs, around the eyes, and neck of swine is caused by external mites? So, skin irritation caused by external mites. The answer for this one is letter B, which is mange. So, ito yung itsura ng mange. Ayan, kung makikita nyo, merong mga something sa mata nila. So, these are mites. Ang keyword, ayan, yung mga black something. Okay? Ang unang keyword dito is skin irritation. Uh, kapag nag-memorize kayo or nag-aaral kayo ng mga, anong tawag dito? Diseases, look at where are they prominent. So, saan sila karaniwang nandoon. So, dito, kapag may mange, anong tawag dito? In between the legs, around the eyes and neck. Yung lice kanina, we have already discussed that. So yung iba, mamaya, discuss yan. Okay, number 63, which is the scientific and art of systematic production of useful plants and animals for man's use and consumption through human management. So this is a really general term, which also needs a general answer. If we know, horticulture is related to crop science, so that is already uh, not the answer because the question is asking for plants and animals. So crop production is also not the answer because it is obviously for plants only. So this could be farming or agriculture. And if we say scientific or art of systematic production, the answer is agriculture. So farming is a close answer, but always look at the best answer from the choices. Next, number 64. Okay, so which crop are referred to as garden crop? They are annual and perennial crops which are grown under an intensive system of culture and utilized with high moisture content and therefore perishable. So the keywords here are garden crop, also high moisture content, and perishable. So these are all characteristics of horticultural crops. When we say horticultural crops, I hope that you can remember from our first discussion na ang horticultural crops, these are most of the time, these are vegetables, fruits, and ano ba, beans, also ano pa ba, flowers, yung mga cut flowers or ornamental plants. So those are some of the sub-classifications in horticultural crops. So fruits, vegetables, yan mga yan, and ornamentals. So next, number 65, which pasture and forage are grown, cut, fermented, and preserved before being fed to animals? So this is somehow an integration of animal and crop science. So the answer for this one is letter C, which is silage crops. You could actually employ the elimination method here. Ano yung spoilage? Meron bang spoilage crops? Actually, wala. So, beverage crops, hindi naman. So, cereal or grain crops, hindi. So, examples of beverage crops include coffee, ano pa? Cocoa, cacao, yan, cacao. And for cereal or grain crops, examples are corn, rice, wheat, sorghum, yan mga yan. Okay? So before we move to these next items, let's have a 5-minute break. So we only have the last 10 items. So masyado yata marami yung na-discuss natin for that round. Pero ayan, let's have a quick break. 5 minutes. All right, so let us continue with items number 66 to 75. So let me just share my screen. Okay, so for this item, let's have the following are the examples of cole crops, except A, squash, B, lettuce, C, cabbage, and letter D, petchay. So one of the things that you need to that you can do in order for you to strategize how to answer this is to look at every crop. Lalo na kapag mga ganitong klaseng crops na mga classification lang siya. So, ang pwede mong gawin is tignan mo sila, alin sa kanila ang naiiba. So, ang lettuce, cabbage, at pechay are all leafy vegetables. So here, actually the answer is squash. So ang cole refers to any various cool season plants belonging to the cruciferae family, also known as the Brassica oleracea family. So ang mga kabilang sa mga cole crops ay cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, collards, Brussels sprouts, kale, kohlrabi, mustard, turnips, and watercress. Ayun. So those are the different cole crops. So when you are faced with questions like this one na nagtatanong ng classification, ang pinaka okay na gawin is tignan mo sila. For sure naman nakakita naman na kayo ng lettuce, ng squash, ng cabbage, tsaka ng petchay. So kung ano yung iba, ayun yung answer. So next, number 67. So for item 67, which of the following are two classifications of simple fruits? So A, monoecious and dioecious, B, aggregate and multiple, C, herbaceous and woody, or letter D, dry and flesh. So for this one, actually the answer is letter D, which is dry and flesh. So let us look at the other choices dito at kung saan nga ba sila. So ang dry and flesh, ito ay classification ng simple fruits. So meron bang hindi simple na fruits? Ayun yung sasagutin natin. So first, a monoecious plant is one that has male and female flowers on the same plant. Remember, during the first items, we have discussed cross-pollination and self-pollination, right? So here, the monoecious plant is one that has male and female flowers on the same plant, which means ang ang male parts or yung male reproductive organs, which is yung anther, meron bang ano dito? Yung anther, at saka yung stigma, which is the tama. Yung anther tsaka yung stigma, which is the female, male, ay nasa iisang plant lang. So, ang example nito is yung kanina ang diniscuss natin, which is mung bean. Ayan. So, a lot of our crops are monoecious plants. Ngayon naman, ano yung dioecious? Kapag sinabing dioecious, meron siyang male or female, pero either lang. Which means, nakahiwalay ang male, nakahiwalay ang female na flowers. So, ang example nito ay papaya. So, yung papaya natin, meron siyang female flower, tapos meron siyang male flower. Another example is cucumber. Ganon din sa cucumber, meron ding male flower, meron ding female flower. So again, kapag monoecious plant, yung male and female parts ng flower niya is on the same plants. So lahat ng kanyang reproductive organs ay nasa iisang halaman lang. Whereas, ang dioecious naman, merong mga male plants, merong mga female plants. So examples are may male flowers, meron ding female flowers. So ang example ng dioecious ay papaya at saka cucumber. Alright? So next, sa isang choice naman, nandun yung aggregate or multiple. So actually, dito na natin malalaman na yes, meron ngang simple fruit. So another sub-classification of fruits are aggregate fruits and multiple fruits. So kapag sinabing aggregate fruit, so ito ay nagmula siya sa single flower pero multiple free carpel. So ang example nito ay grapes. Ayan. Or ayun, yung mga yan na dyan, blueberries. Ayan. So meron siyang anong tawag dito? Different carpels. Pero galing na siya sa isang flower. So next naman is yung multiple. Kapag naman multiple fruit, it originated from tightly bunched many flowers. So kung hindi niyo pa pala alam, ang flower doon nagmumula ang fruits. Ayun. So that is why if you will look at the plant development stages, meron tayong seedling stage, vegetative stage. Kapag sinabing vegetative, pag-grow, so wala pa ditong flower. Tapos reproductive stage, kapag reproductive stage, doon na magsisimula yung pag-usbong ng mga flowers. Then tsaka magkakaroon ng fruiting stage. Kasi ang fruits ay nagmumula sa flowers. So kapag meron kayong garden, you can observe that. You can easily observe that in tomato. Ayan. So, ayan. So, ang multiple fruit, nagmumula siya sa many flower. Ayan. So, ang isa sa mga example nito ay pineapple. Yeah. Okay, so that's aggregate and multiple. So next, yung woody and herbaceous naman. Yung woody and herbaceous are actually a type of a classification or types of ayun pala of stems. So kapag sinabing herbaceous, these are mostly green at saka mataas ang moisture content. When we say moisture content, it pertains to the amount of water na nasa stem. Ayan. So kapag, for example, pinisil mo yung isang stem, tapos meron lumabas na tubig, that can be considered as herbaceous na plant. Examples of herbaceous plants are basil. Ayan, mga yan. Even yung kapag pinisil nyo yung tomato na plant, ayan, herbaceous din siya. On the other hand, yung woody naman, ito yung parang kahoy talaga. Example nito, santan. If you have already looked at a santan stem, di ba para siyang kahoy talaga na parang sobrang gaspang, ganun. So that is an example of a woody stem. Alright? And ito na yung two classifications of simple fruits. Kasi ayun yung question pala, di ba? Ayan. So which of the following are two classification of simple fruits? So, ang answer is dry and fleshy. So kapag sinabi nating dry, ito yung karaniwang nuts, legumes. Ayan. Ang example ng legumes ay uh, mung bean, yung munggo. Ayan, peas, beans, yung mga yan. So these are different types of dry fruit. And of course, yung nut. We are all familiar with nut. All right. So the other type of simple fruit is fleshy fruits. So when we say fleshy from the term itself, these are plants na merong flesh or makapal yung kanyang endosperm. So ito siya. Ang example nito ay drupe, berry, hesperidium, pepo, and pome. So itong mga to, ayan, apples, cucumber, orange, ayan, ano ba to, chico, tapos pears, ganyan. So, those are examples of fleshy fruits. Okay, number 68. So, which grafting method is used to bypass a damaged area of a tree trunk? So, this is actually a technical item, and you need to know the different types of grafting in order for you to answer this one. So, the answer is inarching grafting. So, for you to be knowledgeable more on this one, ayan, so tignan natin ang different types of grafting. So, kapag sinabing approach grafting, from the term itself, ipag-approach mo lang yung dalawang wounded area ng plant. So, pagdidikitin mo sila. approach. So parang ganito yung itsura niya. Kapag sinabi namang bark grafting, you are using a big uh, cut na trunk tulad nito. Ginagamit mo yan para maglagay ng mas maraming halaman. So ang tawag dyan ay bark grafting. So ang enarching, ito na yung kanina, to bypass a tree trunk. So it means kung may damage area itong tree trunk na to dito, tatakpan mo siya ah ng mga fresh or mga bagong parts of the plant para hindi ma-infect yung damage na part ng isang halaman. So kung dito sa bark grafting, ang main ano tawag dito? Ang main ang lalagyan mo ay itong mismong bark. Dito naman, yung bark mismo, itong trunk mismo, ayun yung i-repair mo kumbaga. So, yun. And of course, yung side veneer grafting. From the term itself, ilalagay mo sa side yung bagong halaman. So, in grafting pala, we have different parts. And two of the most important part ay rootstock and scion. Kapag sinabing rootstock, you can see it here. Pag sinabi nating rootstock, ito yung base mo. Kapag sinabing rootstock, ito yung base mo. At yung sayo naman, ito yung bago na inilalagay mo. So if you can see here, yung kulay green dito, this is the scion. Kulay green dito, ito yung scion. Dito rin, ito yung scion. Ito yung rootstock. So dito sa approach grafting, since it is the same, so you can consider each one of them as rootstock or scion. Okay? Okay, so number 69, which type of soil has 23% to 50% sand and 5 to 27% clay? So it is soft, smooth, gritty, and feels like plastic. So it forms a mold when dry but requires careful handling and can be handled freely without breaking when moist. So if you will remember in our soil science session, we have discussed the soil texture triangle. So that is where we can get the answer. And I hope that you have already answered this correctly na loam soil siya. Kasi sabi ko nga doon, we have a strategy, right? Meron akong diniscuss na strategy doon na you don't need memorize itong triangle na to para lang masagutan kapag may mga percent na doon sa question. So what you only need to do is to look at one side of the triangle. And as what I've mentioned, ang pinaka-practical na titignan natin is yung sand. Ganito lang yan. So kapag onti ang sand, kapag kunwari sinabi sa question, which type of soil has 5% sand? It means, most probably, nasa silt siya na aspect. Kasi kung titignan nyo naman itong ano na to, yung silt, ay ito yung nandito sa ano, which means onti ang kanyang sand. Kapag naman sobrang dami ng sand, kunwari, sabi sa question, which type of soil has blah blah percent clay, blah blah percent silt, and 100%, hindi, sabi natin, 92% sand. So kapag nakita mo, sobrang taas ng sand. So it could be in this part of the triangle. So ang sabi sa question kanina, 23 to 50%. 23 to 50%. So, nasa gitna siya, which means it is probably nasa center din ng triangle. And in that case, this is the lobe. Ayun, so sakto siya. 23 to 50% ng sand. So, 'di ba? Hindi niyo naman memorize tong buong table na okay, saan point na punta kapag sand na ganito, kapag clay, saan banda kapag silt, saan banda. So, hindi natin siya memorize na tatlong side. You only need to look at one aspect of the triangle para masagutan yung mga percentage question sa soil. science. Okay, I hope that that is clear. So let us move to the next item. Last 6 questions. Okay, so number 70, which accessories are pulled by animals or mounted on machinery to make work easier? So this is a technical term. Is it farm tools, machines, equipment, or implements? So kapag ang keyword dito is pulled by animals or mounted on machinery. Since yung machinery ay nandyan na, it cannot be farm machines. Farm tools is a very technical, even farm equipment, very technical. Excuse me, a very general term, yung farm tools. And even yung farm equipment, it's a very general term. So if you will do the cancellation or the elimination method, you can still arrive with the answer, which is letter D. But of course, it would be always better kung alam nyo na agad na kapag mounted at saka pulled by animals, farm implements yun. Ayan. So here are some examples of farm implements that are pulled by machineries. So ito yung mga karaniwang inilalagay sa traktora at hinihila para mag-plow or mag-harrow ng isang lupain. Ayan. Alright, so they have different ano tawag dyan? They have different purpose. They have different roles sa isang farm. So ang tawag sa kanila ay farm implements. Alright? Number 71. So the following are examples of parasitic plants. Except, so for this item, you need to look at the best answer. So if you are not familiar with them, ayun na yung parang ano na lang to, we can use context clue. Saan ba karaniwang ginagamit itong mistletoe, saan ba karaniwang ginagamit yung lichen, so yung mga ganun. Pero it is best kapag alam natin yan. So here are their definitions. Actually, yung dodder, ayan, it is a worldwide distributed parasitic plant. So dodder is a parasitic plant. So they are leaf and rootless parasites with little to no photosynthetic ability. So yung dodders, just to add to your vocabulary as of now, they are parasitic. So kung lalabas yan, at least alam nyo na parasitic sila. No matter what happened. So kahit saang item siya. So mistletoe naman, 'di ba laging nasa Christmas songs 'yan, pero it is actually a parasitic plant. So ayan ay tumutubo kung saan-saan. Ayan, parasite that attacks living trees. So parasite that attacks living trees. Okay, so technically mistletoes there are over 1,000 species throughout the world. Ayan, so hemiparasites ang tawag sa kanila. And yung lichens, actually, ang lichens, it is being debated na hindi naman siya parasitic. Actually, ang lichens naman talaga is not considered a parasitic plant. However, ang kaya siya hindi answer dito, it's because it has a parasitic fungi that comes along with it. So, ang sabi nga dito, more than 18,000 known lichenocolous fungi are usually considered parasites. So, if we are looking for the best answer, it would be Cattleya. Bakit Cattleya? Because Cattleya is also known as, to also again add to your vocabulary, orchid. And orchids are not parasites. So kapag alam nyo na ang Cattleya is ano to, orchids to. So you can easily answer that. So I hope that you would look at these different new terms, ayan, para i-review kasi you might meet them sa inyong let exam. All right, number 72. Okay, so which of the following is not one of the tools in nursery operations? Nursery operations. Tools. Ayun yung hinahanap. The answer is letter D, which is water supply. So when we are talking about nursery operations, again, this is already an integration of all the concepts. So hindi na lang siya about the technicalities of agriculture and fishery arts, but it is now even with the management ng isang nursery. Paano kapag pinaghalo-halo na natin itong concepts na to? Saan na or ano na yung ano na yung mga bagay or yung mga practicality na kailangan nating i-apply. So, ayun yung tinutukoy sa nursery operations. So, when we are looking at the tools for nursery operations, ang ilan sa mga laging kinoconsider ng isang farm manager or ng isang farm owner ay ang nursery calendar, kailan mo itatanim ang mga halaman na to, anong buwan ka magkakaroon ng ani, anong buwan ka magkakaroon ng harvest. Ayan. So next is nursery inventory. Kapag sinabing nursery inventory, ito ay ilan ang halaman mo na, for example, orchids, ilan ang orchids mo, ilan ang basil mo, ilan ang banana, ilan ang ano pa ba, ang mga halaman mo, ganon. So you are looking at ilan pa sila, ilan pa ang nasa supply mo. And of course, yung plant development register. When we say plant development register, you are now looking into the different stages of the plant. So we have tackled, or I have mentioned rather kanina yung seedlings. So in the plant development register, you will, anong tawag dito, you will tally ilan sa mga halaman mo ang nasa seedling stage. Next, lalaki ang mga yan. Ilan ang nasa vegetative stage. Next, ilan ang nasa reproductive stage? Ilan na yung mga may flowers? And lastly, ay hindi pa lastly. We have the fruiting stage. Ilan ang may fruits kapag mayroong fruits. And of course, ilan na ang namamatay, ilan na ang nalalanta. You will also do that because ayun, kailangan ring ilagay yon sa nursery operations. So yeah, so those are tools. Yung water supply, it is actually on the technical side. So it is not as critical as the other three. Actually, another strategy that you can use when answering this one is just choose the odd one out. So alin sa mga yan ang hindi related sa mga kasama niya sa choices. So you can also come up with water supply kasi it's somehow a technical element ng isang farm. Whereas itong tatlo is more on the management ng isang farm or ng isang nursery. And ang question is nursery operations. So operations is more connected with management. Alright? So next, number 73. Which gas is released during photosynthesis? So A, carbon dioxide, B, hydrogen, C, nitrogen, or letter D, oxygen. So for this one, I hope that you have already noted yung formula ng photosynthesis that we have discussed during our session 1. So, ang formula ng photosynthesis is CO2, which is carbon dioxide, plus H2O, which is water. Tapos meron tayong mga reactants. Itong reactants, then ang product natin, ang product natin is carbohydrates, plus oxygen. This is oxygen. Of course, we need to take into account the presence of sunlight and energy in the form of ATP. Okay, so this is the formula of photosynthesis. Carbohydrates is obviously not a gas. Kasi ang tinatanong dito sa question ay gas. And dito sa product side natin, the only gas there is oxygen. So this is the product side, this is the reactant side. Reactant. Okay, so ang answer dito is oxygen. Always remember that. So this is the process of photosynthesis. Yeah. Ang kabaliktaran niyan, ang process naman na yan, ang biological process na yan ay tinatawag nating, ay wait lang. I-ano na lang. Okay. This is the process of photosynthesis. This was. Okay. Tapos, meron tayong isang process pa, yung tinatawag, which is the cellular respiration. So, in cellular respiration, it is the reverse of photosynthesis. We have oxygen plus carbohydrates yields CO2, carbon dioxide plus H2O, water plus ATP. So this is cellular respiration naman. So always take note of these two processes because this is very vital sa agriculture, not only in plants, but even in animals. This is also true when it comes to microbiology. Ayan. So, uh, always take note of these formulas. So these are biological formulas. All right. So number 74. Okay. Which of the following fishery products does not belong to the top 10 based on an April to June 2022 data from the Philippine Fisheries Development Authority? This is actually a data that I saw on Facebook recently lang, like this month lang yata. So A, skipjack, B, fried jade tuna, C, squid, or letter D, shrimp. So which is not a top 10 fishery products here in the Philippines. So this is based on a data from the Philippine Fishery Development Authority. Another tip that I can give to everyone is to follow the Facebook accounts or the Facebook pages of agricultural agencies. So we have this Philippine Fisheries Development Authority, and we also have the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. For the other fields naman, we have the Bureau of Animal Industry or the Department of Agriculture na page here in the Philippines. Also, Bureau of Plant Industry. Ano pa ba? ATI. Ayun, Agricultural Training Institute. Lagi sila nagpo-post ng mga data on the top 10 blah blah, mga educational stuff. So it would be helpful if you will follow those pages pala. So the answer for this one is shrimp. So it may be shocking for us that we are we are not actually producing a lot of shrimps. Ayan. So ang top 10 natin ay itong mga to. So we have seaweeds. Ayan. The next is Bali sardinella. Then milkfish. Di ba pang third nga lang pala yung bangus. Then tilapia. Then skipjack. Then round scad. Big-eyed scad. Yellowfin tuna. Fried jade tuna. And top 10 ang squid. So this is based on volume of production in 1,000 metric tons. Okay? And the last item for this session, we have which of the following has a parallel leaf venation? So A, onion, B, alugbati, C, cabbage, or letter D, amaranth. So if you know the different appearances of these crops that we have here, kapag sinabing parallel, ito ay parang, wait lang, meron ba akong leaf venation? Okay. Wait. So the answer is onion. Kung alam niyo yung dahon ng onion, 'di ba yung sa spring onions ganyan. So para siyang diretso lang na ganun. Okay, yung alugbati naman. Ayan. So kapag sinabing parallel leaf venation, parang ganito. Ayan. So it means pantay sila. Pwedeng ganyan or pwede ring Ganyan. So that's parallel leaf venation. Yung sa cabbage, obviously, hindi parallel yon, di ba? Yung amaranth and yung alugbati actually is somehow related. Pero they do not have a parallel leaf venation. Ayan. So, for other information about the leaf structure, so this is actually more inclined on the botany aspect of agriculture, but you can also take note of this or kahit yung mga ito na lang sa leaf types. So, simple, broad, compound, ayan. You can just browse this because I don't think din naman na may highly or sobrang deep na ganitong lalabas. So yan. Or the different leaf shapes. Ayan. So these are just some illustrations that can also help you. Ang isa sa mga key siguro in reviewing for something, not only for a licensure exam, but even for you for the simple stuff that we have, is explore and immerse yourself with the things that are around you. Ayan. So that is something that is really helpful for me, lalo na sa agriculture. That is why I really love agriculture and biology in general. Uh, because you are with every living thing almost every day. Diba? So you can observe plants, you can observe the growth of trees. Anong tawag sa mga ganito? So, they are all observable. So, ayan. Sabi ko nga rin kanina, di ba, yung tip ko while we are having our dinner break, ah anong tawag dito, you can also look at the scientific names of the ingredients ng pagkain mo. For example, ano scientific name ng rice? Ano scientific name ng chicken? Ano scientific name ng baboy? Ano scientific name ng talong, ng okra, ng kalabasa, yung mga ganun. So, immerse yourself with the knowledge that are around you. Ayan, because when you experience firsthand kung ano yung mga yun. At kapag nakita mo talaga siya, you can, or hindi siya you will remember it more likely. Kaya nga, ayun yung isa sa mga types of learning, we have the kinesthetic learning. Kaya meron tayong mga laboratory sections o kaya mga practical exams, mga ganun. Para makita natin kung ano yung mga ah, kung ano yung nangyayari sa totoong buhay, parang gano'n. So, yun. So, kaya nga sabi ko, if you are an agriculture and fishery arts major, if merong malapit na farm sa inyo, punta kayo, tapos tingin-tingin lang kayo doon. And yun. And that can also serve as your rest. All right, so I think that's all for this session. It is already 9:45. I think this is more than tama ba? 4 hours. Pero yeah, I really enjoyed this session because it's already an integration. Unlike nung last time na hiwa-hiwalay. Although ang sabi nga ni Ma'am Precious last time, effective daw ang hiwa-hiwalay na sessions, which means, ayun, which is na i-apply naman natin dito sa integration. Kasi kanina we are identifying the different fields. Ayan. Okay? So, that's all for this session. Thank you very much for listening. I will be uploading this on Sunday together with our session 5. I wasn't able to upload session 5 today, pero on Sunday, that's sure na kasi may konting technical problems lang doon. Pero yan, on Sunday, I will not be around or I will not be able to upload tomorrow because I will be in UP Diliman for a induction for the International Society of Phi Kappa Phi. Pero, ayun, Sunday talaga ang pinaka-okay. And on Sunday, we will also have our another session. Pero babalitaan ko pa kayo if hindi kaya ng Sunday. We can do it on Monday. Kasi, ano tawag dito? I think maraming pwedeng present ng Monday. Pero if not naman, we can adjust our schedule. So I will just update you for the schedule from time to time. And yan. Take care, ingat lagi. Thank you very much. I will already stop the recording.